Welcome, you gamers from all around the world. We are back to theorizing, and today I got a banger for you. But as always, please remember that this is a theory video, meaning that we discuss stuff that could be true based on information in the game. The title and thumbnail of the video probably made it obvious who we are gonna talk about today, but let me still say it explicitly. This video will cover the two QaiserMLG operators Platinum, the flat horse goddess, and Gravel, the fast redeploy yandere hamster. But it's not a story summary of those two S-tier waifus, we're gonna go deep into them. But let's start at the beginning. Platty and Gravel have two things in common. First of all, they are head over high heels for you. If you remember those Valentine's Day videos I made back in the day, or paid any attention to how they behave, you might know that. I mean, Gravel literally kisses you when you first meet. Their community is very well aware of that first fact, as it pays tribute to it with a lot of memes, artworks and hentai. The second, a little lesser spread fact is that both are assassins. With Platinum it's a bit more apparent, since she literally describes herself as a member of the Armorless Union, an organization of trained killers working for what is essentially a bunch of Polish giga-corporations. In Gravel's case, she just gets described as a knight who is skilled at being an assassin. She does not get described as a member of the Armorless Union, but since she used to be connected to Platty on the old network map, we can assume that there's most likely at least some sort of connection. After all, Platty gets shown to have multiple subordinates in the Maria Nerl story. The combination of them trying to be very close with you and them both being basically glorified murderers is not enough to accuse them of anything yet, not for Arknights standards at least. So let's look at some of their behavior in detail. Platty came to us after Rhodes Island arrived in QaiserMLG, but before Maria Nerl joined us and became Blemishine. That led to a few awkward situations, like both having a staring contest in the hallway. Furthermore, Platty seems to be interested in the older Nerl sister as well, as seeing her walking around definitely seemed to catch her attention. Now let's jump to Gravel real quick. Pretty much all her talk lines as assistant are her watching you. Now you might say that is just the yandere hamster side of her, but the things she says in those situations are what caught my attention. Just continue your work. And very interesting. And also the one from leveling her up. Are you the one who comes up with all of Rhodes Island's battle tactics, Doctor? That's so interesting, hehe. Now, call me Ozzy Osbourne because I might be paranoid there, but to me it seems like she is not specifically watching you, but whatever you are working on. And back to Platypus again. In Blemishine's file we can read the following about Platinum. Since then, that refers to the staring contest of both, however, most of Platinum's attention seems to have been directed towards the Doctor. Combine that with her Promotion 1 talk. I was planning to return to my country after finishing up my work, but now I've changed my mind. The reason? Don't you know you're not supposed to ask a girl a question like that? The Doctor, despite what some people think, is not a dense harem MC, and having something like that said to his face will have the same effect as Gravel's kiss on sight. Make him blush and make him think that they are into him. However, behind that very obvious affection that they are displaying towards you, a deep interest in you as a person and your work also seems to exist. So, we have two trained assassins who are both trying to get very close to you and who are both very interested in you and your work. Doesn't that seem a little bit sussy? With the stuff we discussed up till now, we can finally formulate today's theory. Gravel and Platinum both are faking their affinity towards you as a part of a bigger plan or goal. Now, why the hell would that be the case? And what might that possible goal be? Let's get even deeper. We have a few different scenarios we can at least speculate about. Their first goal could be to influence you. An example for how that might work is Lazy. Lazy is an official of the Empire of Yen who gets sent to us in order to ensure that we are not undermining the Empire's interests. Platty might definitely be able to make decisions on whether our actions are gonna hurt QaiserMLG, or let's say the Armorless Union of QaiserMLG, and getting close with you might be a way for her to actually influence you after making a decision, since she can't just act like lazy and make an official request. Another goal might actually be to protect you. An example for what that might be like is Shirayuki. She used to be a ninja for Lady Fumizuki of Lukeman, but then her furry mistress decided to send her to Rhodes Island and act as a personal bodyguard for you. An indicator for that being the case might be one of Gravel's voice lines. Ah ha ha ha, you won't need to worry about any ambushes or assassination attempts, because I'll always be there with you. Maybe she's not only supposed to spy, but also to make sure that nothing happens to you as well? A third possibility might also be that they are supposed to sabotage us. I don't have an operator to use as an example here, except for maybe Ark, that little ugly piece of shit. Instead, I want to give you a few quotes from Meteorite's files. No place in that world is absolutely safe. Not even Rhodes Island. Please remember that. And, to be frank, you're surrounded by people from all walks of life. That can be quite dangerous, don't you think? An operator as experienced as Meteorite is telling us to look out for potential dangers within Rhodes Island. And she might not be the only one thinking that way. Another line of Meteorite. What's that sound? Is someone monitoring this room? Or am I just imagining things? It seems like someone with the possibility of monitoring everything happening in Rhodes Island is also aware of potential dangers and quite possibly traitors hiding within our ranks. This leads us to a fact from Platy's files. She is directly commanded by Kelpok. Officially, in order to develop her own strengths, but let's be real, Platy is not amongst the operators we have that still need a lot of training. Our ex-wife is also personally handling the research process on her. It seems like she is definitely aware of the fact that there is more to this blonde horse assassin who fell in love with her ex-husband. Or maybe she's just jealous, who knows. But let's not speculate too much into that direction, because independent fact-checkers say, what if this acted love turns into real love? Since even if it's not real, there is no guarantee for it to stay that way. After all, that's exactly what happened to the previous Platinum. Platinum, by the way, is the title of a rank in the Armorless Union. We just know her as Platinum since she chose her rank as her codename. The previous Platinum was faced with that exact problem. He fell in love with his target and didn't follow his orders. As a result, he had to appoint a new Platinum and then was killed. Imagine a situation like that in the future. Platinum develops actual feelings and as a result, the Armorless Union comes after her. Would make for an amazing side story event. Sooner or later, that organization has to appear again. There were countless of characters mentioned in the Maria Nerl story who were given names, and that's it. We have to learn more about them. I'm especially interested in the two Lazarites, as I enjoyed their interactions with Platy in the story a lot. By the way, go and watch my summary of the story. I recently released part 2. So, to wrap things up, this was some food for thought about two of my and the community's most favorite characters. Not enough to accuse them of treason or move them out of the S tier, but maybe it will hit a little bit different when you E2 Platy and she asks you whether you are ready to look at her true face. Or you just continue enjoying the way those waifus talk. I can't really blame you. By the way, at no point in this video I was trying to ruin them for you or anything, just maybe adding a new dynamic and definitely a little bit more depth to them. So, if you want to keep on loving them, just go ahead. Do you know who I love? Our lovely channel supporters and operators, and our two channel commanders, Vritten and Zerfi. Thanks a lot for having joined the membership, and if you liked that video, consider subscribing or maybe even becoming a member for some nice rewards. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I hope I will see you next time. Cheers!